Word, Module 4, Automating and Customizing Word. Go ahead and open the Module 11 textbook project and save it with the proper name. So what we're first going to do is, you'll notice that there's one of 3 pages, and we're just going to scroll down a little bit. And if you notice between the bottom of page 1 and the top of page 2, there is one line that went on to the next page. And you really want to keep this together. So if you click anywhere where the title is, which is heading 2, and you click the paragraph dialog box launcher, you'll notice that in pagination, it's automatically checked for widow orphan, keep with next, and keep lines together. So that's referring to the side heading to keep the line immediately below it together. It doesn't matter about what happens to the rest of that paragraph. It's just the heading line and the one immediately below it. So we'll just click OK. Now if I click in any word in the paragraph, not the heading, and I click that same button, you'll notice that nothing is checked off. And what we want to do is tell it to keep the lines in the first 2 lines of that paragraph. We really want to keep it all together. So we'll choose Keep Lines Together, and it's actually going to keep those 3 lines of the paragraph together. And because this first line goes with the heading, it takes that as well. So if you just scroll up a little bit and you click in the first line here, this is a very short side heading with just 1 line under it, and you want to just move that entirely to a new page. Do the same thing, click paragraph. We're still in lines per page, and what you'll do is choose page break before, and then click OK. So at least you force it all on the next page so it looks better. Now if you scroll down a little bit between 2 and 3, there's 1 line left over on page 3 that was part of that paragraph on page 2. When there's 1 line left over at the top of a new page, that's called a widow. If it was the opposite, there was only 1 line on this page and the rest of the paragraph was on the next page, that would be called an orphan. So what we want to do is actually keep them together. So if you click anywhere in the paragraph, not the side heading, the paragraph, because that's what we want to keep together, click the paragraph dialog box launcher, and you'll actually select widow orphan control so that it keeps it together. What the together means is it's not going to put all of one on one page or all on the other. It's going to separate them evenly. And what that means is you have to have in a widow or an orphan, widow meaning the top of a new page, orphan the bottom of a previous page, you have to have at least 2 lines of text. So when I click OK, it moved one of the lines to the next page. So at least there's 2 lines of text together. I think if I was doing this one, I probably would have went to send a thank you note, and I would have probably chose page break here. But the book wants you to split it there. The next thing you'll do is go to Control Home, which takes you to the top of the first page, and you're going to select a sentence from all the way to playing. Just make sure that you do not take the paragraph symbol after playing. So you don't want to take that paragraph symbol. And we're going to hide that. So when you choose it's in the font group, font, and it's hidden. So you're hiding this preview here, that sentence, so you'll check off hidden, and then click OK. Now, according to the textbook, it's supposed to still show the line with a dotted underneath it, under the text, showing that it's not appearing. But for some reason, this version is not doing that. It is not showing up. If you go to File, Print Preview, you'll notice it's not there either. So it did work. Not that, don't go looking for the dotted lines, you're not going to get them. Control Home so that you're top of the first page, and you're going to double click the picture of Shalene, and it's the active picture and has the circles around it, and then it changed to picture format ribbon, and you will select change picture and then go to the file to retrieve the picture that you have saved. Select your picture and insert, and it switches it out. So the next thing we'll do is go to the color button, and for saturation we're going to choose 200. And it says under each one, so 200. And for the temperature, go back to color, and you'll find temperature in the color tone. And they're looking for 5300 K for the temperature tone. Go ahead and select that. And then we'll deselect the picture and scroll down to page 3, the picture of the job interview. Again, select it. If you click it once, it doesn't change the ribbon. If you click it twice, it does change the picture format ribbon. And we're going to go into our artistic effects, and we're going to choose cement. And again, click anywhere to deselect the picture. Control Home to get to the top of the picture. And we're going to work with what's called layering options. So you can see the star is behind the picture. So what you'll do is select the picture, and you can double click it so that you get the picture format. And then you'll click the down arrow to send backward and choose Send to Back. So it goes behind the star. And then we'll click to deselect the picture. Control N takes us quickly to the bottom of the document. And then we're going to again double click the green sun shape. So it's selected. And we're going to edit the shape of this. So over in Insert Shapes, choose Edit Shape. And then choose Change Shape. And we're looking for the smiley face in Basic Shapes. And then we'll go to Shape Effects and hover over Bevel, and we'll choose the Slant effect. There we go, the Slant effect. And then we're going to open what's called the Selection pane. So at the top of in the Arrange group, you'll see Selection pane, and it's going to open over on the right-hand side. And we're going to choose the smiley face, so it's selected. If you click the eye, it takes it off. If you uncheck it, it puts it back on. And that works for all of them. So if you wanted to hide them, any of the pictures you could either show or hide. So with the smiley face 5 selected, we're going to drag it so it's below the picture. So if you hold, you can actually drag it so it's below picture 2. So we're just changing the order of them in the selection pane. And then we'll select picture 2. And we'll go above, so you can move them up or down. And in the end, the order should be picture 2, star 5.7, and then the smiley face 5. And then you'll save your document. So right now, these are 3 separate pictures, the star, the smiley face, and the job interview picture. And you could do the same thing that we're going to do over here in the selection pane. You can actually do it with the pictures. And what we want to do is group them together so that if we want to move it, we can just move one piece, not 3 separate pieces. So select picture 2, and then hold Control and select the star and the smiley face. So all 3 are selected. And then in the picture format group, you'll choose Group Objects and then choose Group. So right now, if you look at the pictures, they're all 3 separate, and we're going to put them together as one. So when we go to move it, it's one group. So now we can close the selection pane. And then we'll choose the layout options, and we want with text wrapping square. And then right now we're going to cut it out of here, so Control X. And we'll scroll up to the top of page 2 and click so that you're at the top where the heading is, and Control V to paste it. And we're just going to move it, and whenever you're moving, it's with the 4 arrows. So if you just have 4 arrows, you can just go ahead and drag it over, and they just want it on the right side. And it moved as one piece instead of 3 separate pieces. The next thing we're going to do is what's considered compressing a picture, especially if your document has a lot of pictures. You want to compress it so that when you go to share or send it, the file is saved, because pictures take up a lot of space. You're condensing it, and it'll probably be sent without any problems. So with the picture selected, again, click Picture Format, and there's actually a button called Compress Pictures, and then you'll make sure that you deselect. Right now it's going to only apply it to this picture, but you wanted to do it to the picture on the first page as well, so uncheck that. And then the next thing you'll choose is for the resolution, for anything that is considered multiple pages and may be saved or through an email. You would use the 96 points, and the points stand for pixels per inch. So we're fine with the 150, and then click OK. And it just changed the distortion a little bit. It should be a little blurry, so that's fine. And then go ahead and save. Go ahead and deselect the picture, and then scroll up. And we're going to select under Top Workshops the 3 side headings on the bulleted list. So select Skills Inventory, hold Control, select Industry Research, keeping control down, and Networking. And then you can let go of the control. So we're doing all 3 at once. And then in the Styles group, click the dialog box launcher, and then we're going to choose New Style, and we're going to name this Workshops. And for the style type, click the arrow and select character, so it's each character space letter. And then in the formatting section, you want it bold, italic, and the color purple from the standard. And then click OK. And we're just going to move this over for a minute. We don't have to close that yet. And then if you click away from the selected text, you can see that you've changed them to bold, italic, and purple. And then we'll select just the skills inventory. And we'll go to the font group and change it to the color red. Now, we just changed that red, and the other 2 are staying in the purple color. But if you right-click, there's your new style, Workshops. If you right-click up here, you can choose Update Workshops to match the one that you're currently in. So the other 2 that are in purple will now be updated. And if I just leave here, you can see that it was purple. When I right-click and update it, now it's in red. And the other 2 are also in red. And now we can close the Styles pane, and there's your workshop. The next thing we'll do is select anywhere in the table, and once you select anywhere in the table, you have the table box handle, so go ahead and click that, and it selects the entire table. And then you'll choose Table Tools Layout, and then select Properties, and then you'll choose the Alt Text command. And this is for access and accessibility, so that if someone was using a screen reader, it would tell them what this table is if it has a proper title and a description. So I'm going to fill those in. So you'll fill it in with the name, Fall Workshop Schedule, and then a brief description saying that there are 5 workshops are listed along with their durations, their locations, and dates. And then go ahead and click OK. And then click away from it to deselect the table. And then you can save. And we'll continue with Manage Styles in the next video.